Mic test, mic test, mic test, 1, 2, mic test. Ganito pala pag nagpa-vlog, lahat nalulubat. Hi, it's Lily. So, today is a very special one.
That's because this is going to be my first vlog. Yay! So, yeah.
And I'm also very
Excited to share to you guys my thoughts, feelings, my reactions, my theories, and own interpretations of this brand new album
of Taylor Swift called Folklore. And I was like scrolling on my feed and saw this post
of Taylor Swift saying, most of the things I had planned this summer didn't end up happening, but there is something I hadn't planned on that did happen. And that thing is my 8th studio album, Folklore. Surprise! Tonight at midnight, I'll be releasing my entire brand new album of songs I've poured all of my whims, dreams, fears, and musings into. I wrote and recorded this music in isolation, but got to collaborate with some musical heroes of mine. Aaron Dessner, who has co-written or produced 11 of the 16 songs, Bon Iver, who co-wrote and was kind enough to sing on one with me, and Chuck Antonoff, who is basically a musical family at this point, engineered by Laura Swift and John Lowe, mixed by Serban Jania and John Lowe. His album photos were shot with the amazing Beth Gibran. Before this year, I probably would have overthought when to release this music at the perfect time. So you think it's the perfect time. But the times we're living in keep reminding me that nothing is guaranteed. My gut is telling me that if you make something you love, you should just put it out into the world. Oh, I
love you guys so much. So the moment I read this post, I was like, oh my gosh, is this legit? So I went on Twitter and confirmed the release at July 23rd. So that's basically Friday here at 12 p.m. So 12 p.m. abang na ako sa Spotify. Refresh ako sa Spotify kung nag-release na ba, ganyan. And then, nakita ko yung The One. So, The One is
in track number 1. So, ang witty niya doon.
But I didn't listen right away sa The One. Nag-scroll ako, nakakatch ng attention ko is yung Betty. Kasi kapag ako
isa sa mga una kong tinitignan yung title then parang catchy. And then nakita ko yung Betty. So, kasi gusto ko yung mga ganun pangalan, yung Betty, yung Lily, mga 2 syllables lang. Tapos mga cute parang Betty, Lily, ganyan parang Luna, o kaya Katie.
Betty's like, it's either point of view ni Betty or si Betty yung tinutukoy doon sa song. So, naisip ko agad yung song na Team McGraw, yung song na Hey Steven, yung mga Idla, yung mga ganun. So, naisip ko baka country kasi o kaya acoustic, ganyan. Kasi ganun yung mga tunog.
Yung pag-produce ng mga songs na yan.
So, yan, pinakinggan ko siya. Ako, napangiti agad ako kasi parang sabi ko na eh. And then, I know I shouldn't be vlogging about this right now because supposedly my first vlog is going to be at 300 subs and the content's going to be about songwriting. It's songwriting tips basically. So I apologize for that because
Taylor took us by surprise. All Swifties were shocked
upon the announcement of her release, her surprise album release. So I went a little bit crazy during that moment. I need to calm down. I always have this. And I apologize for 2 reasons. First is that my first content wasn't about songwriting tips. Again, I'm sorry.
And then the second one, we haven't yet reached 300 subs by now. I think it's just about 250, something like that. But maybe, just maybe, if you're going to click subscribe right now and also click the bell beside it, we're going to reach 300 subs right away and be able to cross out the second reason. So please click subscribe right now if you haven't yet. Okay, so yeah. So basically folklore. The word folklore is about stories passed down or stories. Diba parang folklore parang folktale, folklore. About different stories.
And then yung theme pa nung mga first images na ni-release, it was a sepia gray, woody theme. So, imagine ko talaga yung safe and sound na theme. And then, medyo nagka-idea ako about sa kind of genre na maririnig ko.
without further ado, let's get straight into it, and we'll start with the track number 1.
So I have here my journal, my music journal. This is where all my music stuff happens. Ay, pinapakinggan ko yung every track. Dito ko rin nilagay yung aking notes.
Starting off with track number 1, which is called The One. So, medyo ang witty, I think it's about the one that got away. Yung that person seems the one for her. But, stuff happens and hindi sila nagkatuluyan. And yung mga thoughts dito na they could have been soulmates and all that.
Yeah, that's what The One is all about. Next is track number 2 is
Cardigan. Cardigan is parang sweater na may buttons. So, cardigan. After listening to all the songs on Spotify, I went to YouTube for the lyric videos. And then, yung may kaisa-isang music video doon ng song na hindi lyric video, which is itong Cardigan. And then, I immediately got the Peter Pan and Wendy in Neverland vibe. Kasi, it's some kind of magical thing. Parang, nalala ko yung song na Today Was a Fairy Tale. Kasi pumasok, nagpa-piano siya, edi ang ganda, diba? Sa una, nagpa-piano. Nagulat ako, pumasok sa piano si bakla. Pumasok siya doon. And then, sana piano na lang yung title, o kaya organ, o kaya, diba?
O kaya sa Cardigan na lang siya pumasok, diba? Para, since Cardigan naman yung title.
Anyway, so itong Cardigan, about siya sa young love or high school love sa interpretation ko. Aside from it having a cool music video, it's cool for me kasi
Pumasok ka ba naman sa piano? Sa paglabas mo, ka na sa magical forest.
diba? So, it's a cool music video. And then Cardigan, sinasabi niya na I would still wear you. I would still want to have you even though you're old. Because even though you're old, you're still my favorite. The last great American dynasty. Ito medyo hindi ko siya...
Siyempre, hindi naman ako American. So, I
needed to search things up for clarifications. So,
Upon my research,
Taylor compares herself and relates herself into the life of Rebecca Harkness. So, itong si Rebecca Harkness, she was the previous owner of Rhode Island house ni Taylor. She was a middle-class woman who happened to marry an upper-class man. So, ayun nga, since naging mayaman siya. But then, yung story niya, hindi nagustuhan nung society, yung kilos niya, yung pananalita niya, na sinasabi nila na hindi nag-fit dun sa pagiging upper class women yung mga galaw niya. So, kasi may standards before, standards na hindi nag-fit sa kanila as upper class people. So, parang binabati ko siya. So, si Rebecca Harkness. So, parang ganun, dinrelate niya sa sarili niya na yung mga criticisms from her music career, her personal life. There were lots of criticisms about her, and she relates herself into the life of Rebecca Harkness. Next is the Exile. This is one of my top 5. So, I'm going to expound my whole interpretations later on. But, Exile is the 4th. Dito may kaduet. It's about unspoken conversation of 2 former lovers. And next is My Tears, Ricochet. It's also one of my top 5. So, yung point of view niya, nasa point of view ng isang patay na. Kasi una ko na-imagine yung funeral setting. Kasi yung unang lyrics, sabi, parang, we gather here, we line up, ganyan.
Mamaya ko na i-share yung lines pala. So,
Additional fact, according sa nabasa ko, ito yung first ever song na sinulat ni Taylor out of the 17 songs in the album. Ito yung unang-unang sinulat niya. So, My Tears, Ricochet. Number 6, we have Mirrorball. Mirrorball is referring to the disco ball. Itong song na to, punong-puno siya ng
metaphor.
Hindi ko masyadong magets lahat. I mean, hindi lahat na gets ko ng fully. Pero may yung mga naintindihan ko lang is kasi nga metaphor eh. So, syempre yung metaphor
medyo mahirap siya intindihin since hindi siya, it's indirect yung objects and messages. So, dito, I think
Encourages them to be themselves. Diba? Kasi parang mirrorball. Parang you're seeing your reflection, and if others are going to look at it, they're going to see you too. So, ayun, to be yourself. The track number 7, which is titled 7. So, another witty thing. Okay, so 7 is basically Taylor reminiscing from her friend's childhood memory or childhood story. A 7-year-old child, how a 7-year-old child sees things from her perspective, from a child's perspective. So this is a story. If you're going to listen to the song, it was a very traumatic experience, a very heartbreaking scenes. There are heartbreaking scenes. Oh, nalubot ang aking. Going back. Number 8 is we have August.
ito pinag-isipan ko talaga ito eh. So, the one is in track number 1. And then 7 is in track number 7. So, the track number 8 is called August, which is August is the 8th month, diba lang ba? 8th month of the year. So, and at the same time, it is also on track number 8. Okay.
You're a genius, Taylor. You're a genius. Her song August is from the point of view of the girl who happened to have a summer fling, diba, on the summer.
Kasi nga summer fling, diba?
Summer love. Okay, so she's trying to capture the moment, trying to live in the moment, no, nung mga times na magkasama sila nung guy. And then this girl hopes that their love or the thing they had on during the summer will continue on August. Kasi diba, yung August pasukan siya. So pasukan or diba, start ng semester yung August. This is me trying. I think this is about a toxic relationship and it's a hurtful one. So a lover attempting to reconcile with an ex. Another is a message for anyone who struggles or is suffering with mental illnesses, even experiencing suicidal thoughts and all that. So, ayan. Yeah, this is me trying. The 10th track is Illicit Affairs. It's, I think, basically about a secret affair. I don't know if it came from her personal experience or if it is somebody's story or we don't know. But yun nga, since illicit affairs, so illicit means parang secret, parang a love story. I don't know if it's love or just an affair, a simple affair, but yeah, that's what I understand. Invisible String is about Joe. I'm sure of that. It's about Joe. About how Joe used to work at the yogurt shop. And then it's more of an storytelling of how they started. It's about how destined their love was. We have here Mad Woman. And this is also about Rebecca Harkness, which is the cast on the last great American Dynasty, if you guys can recall, wherein they both struggle on the eyes of the society, criticizing them on the things they weren't able to achieve. Ito medyo malala na kasi parang a woman who's going crazier and crazier. Next is number 13, Epiphany. Epiphany is stories of her grandpa in the military and relates it into the current pandemic, wherein it's a point of view is of someone, of a frontliner seeing someone die in front of their own eyes. 14th song is none other than Petty. So, as I mentioned, Petty is also one of my top 5, and Betty's about Betty, but it's from the point of view of James, who is, I think itong si James.
Siya yung guy dun sa August. But I don't know, nalilito pa rin ako, pero I don't know kung August talaga yung name ng guy, or August yung August month, or itong si James, pero iniba lang yung pangalan. Pero si James yung tinutukoy dun sa song na August, na naka-summer fling nung girl na nagnanarrate doon.
And then, ito naman si James ngayon sa song na Betty, siya naman yung nagkukwento. Itong si Betty, siya yung ka-MU nito ni James before summer started. May line dun sa August na, will you call me when you're back at school? So, yung babae doon, umaasa nga siya na para magtuloy ng love story nila after summer. But then, there's a girl waiting for James. So, ito yon, si Betty yon. Peace. Peace is about Joe Alvin. This song warns Joe about the risks of, diba, having her as his partner. So, yeah. And then, the last one,
Wala na akong boses.
the last one is Hoax. Hoax is like, parang practical joke. Parang, kalokohan, ganyan. Kalokohan yan. Ayan, so, the girl is, sabihin na nating,
Martyr. Kasi parang umaasa siya.
parang medyo nag-fall apart na yung relationship nila. But then, this the thing. The thing is, the girl
won't leave the guy.
Nag-cheat na yung guy sa kanya and all that. But he would rather, but the girl, she would rather be miserable with a guy than to be happy with someone else. Diba?
How martyr is that? So that's it. That's the last. That's 16 in total. As I said, I'm going to share my top 5.